So this is a heavy equipment operator's POV loading and unloading of a Cat 627 push-pull scraper. So when you pick the dirt up, it's called the cut. Wherever you're cutting the dirt, we just happen to be cutting streets. Then when you take the dirt somewhere, drop it off, that's called the fill. So we're gutting the streets and taking the material to the fill. Now we're going around a corner, so my partner's behind me, but we're not hooked up because you never pull around corners. That's a big no-no. But what you do want to do is just carefully watch that the material go into your can, and if it starts to billow up there, you lift up a little bit. If you start to slow down, you lift up a little bit. If you're making good progress, you just keep nice and slow. I don't have my cushion hitch turned off. I just turned my cushion hitch off. But basically what you do is feather your apron, get the material to go in and out. That right there that's opening and closing, that's the apron. The can is where the dirt goes, and then the ejector, when we start ejecting in the fill, which is right next to me, you'll see how I get the dirt to come out, and we'll put it in nice thin lifts for the compactor to compact the house pads. But this is how you load a 627 scraper. In the previous video, I showed you all the different controls in the operator's seat for what does what. So now I'm actually going between back and forth between all the levers and buttons to load the dirt, pop my cushion hitch, get my transmission hold off, and then get ourselves into the fill. I'm already pulling into the fill, so it's not a very long haul right now. And then we also carry a clicker and we click the loads, so then that's how they charge the client by how many yards we move. So now I'm opening the apron and spreading the material. This is how you spread the material when you are, you can open and close your apron like that, and you can put it in thick, you can put it in thin, you can have your can up. We're not doing rock lifts right now. We're just putting in nice potato dirt, so it's nice and level, nice and even for the compactor to just basically push with his blade, make it a little tighter, move it around. But then if you put it in thin lifts, it helps the compactor out. Join me as we go on the haul roads. So the haul roads are a big to-do when you're doing, if they want good loads fast, they usually the blademan will take care of the haul roads for you. And it seems as though my cushion hitch doesn't want to freaking work right now, which is not really ideal. It's like the cushion hitch does not work, and we park the machine because it's way, no bueno. The cushion hitch is basically, it's a big shock. It's between the cab and the can on the banana. A huge shock that holds the air, or it holds, I don't know what's in it, but it takes the brunt of the bouncing on this big huge shock. Because if you don't have it, the whole thing just, I was pushing the wrong button. I was pushing the transmission hold. But basically, the cushion hitch is that big huge thing. I don't know if you can really see it or not, but it's in there. And it'll be a minute before we get back to the cut to cut some more. So I just wanted to tell you guys about, if you're getting into heavy equipment operating, you want to be an operator, you want to become good at this machine, because you're going to end up spending years on this machine. I've been in construction for 10 plus years, off and on, steady for 8. And the scraper is the bread and butter. Fireman, it's putting the wet stuff on the red stuff. This is the meat and potatoes of dirt moving, the scraper, i.e. the push pulls. There are conventionals, which needs a bulldozer to push them to get to where they're going, but this is a push pull scraper setup. And so it's so important that you know how to run this machine if you want to get into dirt, because they're not going to hire you, and you're not going to go straight into a bulldozer. You're not going to go straight into a blade. You're going to start here. So, is it a tricky machine to run? Yes. But once you have it down, is it of what you should do every morning when you check out your machine, tips and tricks and things like that. So check that out. We're coming back into the fill right now, or into the cut, I mean. So you'll see my can start to, I just put the transmission bolt on, I open my apron, put down my cushion hitch, and then we'll swing in, and we'll take another swipe at the street section. It's called the gut section of the street. We'll take another swipe at it. Basically, put the apron down, or put the can down, open your apron, however you need that. There you go, right there. And then the dirt just goes into the can. This is nice dirt. If my partner was smart, he'd be hooked up to me, but I don't have time to get on the radio and tell him because we were cleaning around a corner, so you'd never hook up around a corner. Don't hook up around a corner. If they tell you to, and you break the bail at our company, big issues. Big issues. And then you see how the material is bunching up right there? So that's not really good. You're not going to fill your can typically when that happens. It's just going to sit and spread out both sides. So what you're going to want to do is just kind of feather it, and then the only reason why I'm not lifting up and popping out is I'm in an intersection, so I'm going to drag that dirt into the intersection so it's easier on the blade. Okay, so now I'll hit the cushion hitch. That's what the big bump is. Took off my transmission hold, lift my can, and then I always click my clicker. That's how I know I got everything done. And then the video's almost over, I know, but we'll go into the fill and you'll see me start to dump. Lower the can. Hold your apron closed when you do that, because if you don't, your dirt will spew out. You don't want to do that, because then you'll leave a big mound for the compactor operator to mess with. You don't want a mad compactor in. At home, you keep mama happy. At work, you keep your blade man or your dozer man happy, and your compactor in.